So much lefty lunacy, more and more every year. I mentioned before this council in Melbourne, James. Stonington Council, is it? City of Stonington?
Yes. Well, you've got this council, and they have decided to do the whole war on Christmas thing. And instead of saying Merry Christmas, it's now Make Merry. Now, I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean.
That's a sentence fragment.
It's a sentence fragment. It's a sentence fragment, it doesn't mean anything. And that's the whole point, you know, because if you think about where all of this, the reason why I think the war on Christmas is such a redolent thing that captures the attention of so many people. It's not just about, you know, Christmas and the holiday itself and what that's supposed to mean and different people's meaning of Christmas, but it is about the undermining, the kicking out the foundations of everything sort of shared in our society. Christmas used to be something, whether you were, you know, secular or not, you know, you could celebrate Christmas. You had different versions of it for everybody, but the point was that it was something that everybody could do. And, you know, what I think the left really wants, not to overanalyze it, but that's what I do, I overanalyze things, is that...
You only just noticed.
I only just
It's only taken you to the end of the year to notice.
Very quick point. Is that when people don't have shared meanings, then they're atomized, and then therefore, you know, the state can decide what it is that you believe in, and that's why you have so many people who get obsessed with whatever the current thing is, because there's not a shared thing.
Liz?
Yeah. Stonington literally said that they've done this to be more inclusive. Can you name me a single person who's offended by the word Christmas? I mean, if you're trying to suck up to the minorities, they love Christmas. Most of them actually, and notice it's always okay to tell the majority to be the ones to, go out without your Christmas. We don't want to offend minority groups. But it's okay to offend the majority by getting rid of our cultural norms like Christmas. The other place that did this was a shopping centre called Pacific Werribee, and they just put up signs saying, Merry everything. Merry everything.
Merry everything.
But it is also, this is happening also. There's other ways too. There is a council, Mossman Council, up in the north of Sydney, very posh, well-off council, where people are now saying, hey, Christmas lights could distract and upset nocturnal animals. Maybe let's not have our Christmas lights because it might, you know, terrify the possums.
The Mossman possum.
Yeah, they're not getting their
possum.
sleep. They're not getting their shut-eye. Anyway, at least at the shopping centre, the outcry was so big, they had to tear it down and then start putting it
back. But that's a really important point you make there, Liz, because it is up to you, the people of Australia, mainstream Australia, out there in the shopping centre and all the rest, to say no to this woke garbage. It's only us who can do it.
It's not just that they're woke, it's that they're joyless, and joyless people want everybody else to be just as joyless as they are. So that is what this all comes down to.
More joyful this Christmas.
Joy
Go for it.
on steroids. Joy on steroids. That's what we want.
Sandhurst, Liz, in the UK, that's the equivalent of Dutton over there. They've hit on a brilliant woke idea, which is to... well, tell us.
Just make it easier to get in. If your academic standards aren't up to scratch, if you're obese, no, it's not quite that bad, but it doesn't matter anymore. Let's just lower our standards because they have an unprecedentedly bad recruitment crisis, not unlike here in Australia, where we've seen committee hearings being told exactly the same thing. We're not recruiting. We're not even replacing ourselves at the rate that people are leaving. So their suggestion is just like, well, we'll just lower the standards. More people can get in. I mean, this is the
army. This is the officers' army.
The leaders.
You really want less talented people than we had before. The same thing might be applying to a Canadian fire truck company where I always say it's not about being diverse or inclusive or whatever, but what's your priority? What's your number one priority? Well, here's the fire brigade in somewhere in Canada. I guess we get an idea from that visual what their priority is. Maybe not so much putting out the fires. Maybe this is, virtue woke signalling is what it's all about. I'd rather just have someone turning up at the fire who is good at putting out fires, just my personal thing, than someone who's necessarily of whatever minority group. Let's also mention, it's all come to pass now, James. Scientists are we've now hit peak Malthusianism. Scientists are now saying that breathing is bad for the environment, James.
Well, You know, and I guess you could say the mask slips, so to speak, doesn't it? But look, this is what we always do. We always knew that at the heart of this environmental movement is a real anti-human movement. You know, interestingly, Elon Musk was warning about this. You know, he said a lot of the people who are pushing all of this stuff and the billionaires hate people. They think there's too many people, and this is where it all comes down to. You're breathing, you're the problem. They see us as the cancer on the planet and treat us accordingly.
Well, I look forward to them doing their bit by ceasing to breathe as soon as possible. I always say to people, once you understand the carbon they want to reduce is you, everything starts making sense.
100%, very great insight there. Milei, Javier Milei, we spoke to John Ruddock last week. He's already kicked off literally getting rid of bureaucracies, getting rid of ministries. He's doing it. He said he would beforehand. He showed us how he would do it, and he is doing it, which is fantastic. Great news there. Peter Dutton, take note. That's how you win elections. And, of course, we mentioned Dubai and COP28. It was snowing in nearby Saudi Arabia. The planet loves laughing at lefties like nothing else before. Well, as I said before, that's it for our show for the year. We will be back on January 21st, and we want to see you there at 9 a.m. But in the meantime, have a fantastic Christmas from all of us here at Outsiders, from all of us here at Sky News. Can't wait to see you next year. But all together, guys, Merry Christmas! And a Happy New Year. See ya.